Hey guys, this is Abhishek from gadgetsnews.com, and today we are going to do the full review of the HTC Desire 516. We have the device with us. As you can see, I have been using this device for more than a week now. This phone is recently released in Indian market and it is available in the market online on Flipkart and other e-commerce portal for a price of approximately 13 to 40,000 rupees, and it comes with 5-inch display which has a QHD resolution. You have pretty good hardware specifications on this phone, and we are going to tell you everything in detail about this phone. So firstly, talking about this phone in terms of the overall build quality, this phone feels slightly higher to hold in one hand. It is a 5-inch display phone, but it is slightly heavier. It is approximately 160 gram in terms of the weight, and when it comes to the specifications of the physical specification, this phone is slightly thicker as well. It is approximately 9.7 millimeter in terms of the overall thickness. It feels heavy, it feels thicker, but on the other hand it feels stronger as well. The build is quite strong, although it has a glossy plastic at the back side which is kind of thin, but again it is not that bad or does not feel cheap, but it is very much fingerprints catchy, as you can easily notice. So you will see a lot of fingerprints within on the back side of this phone, and again there is no flip cover which comes within the package of this phone which could protect the back side from any kind of fingerprints. It is a 5 megapixel camera module with autofocus, and you do have LED flash. You have the loudspeaker over here at the back side which does get blocked and muffled at times, and we will tell you that in detail. You have a button over here which is the power and sleep key, which is chrome finish button, a plastic button which gives you nice amount of feedback. You can easily feel it on the edges. It is slightly out of the surface. You have another button over here which is the volume rocker, which is not finished in chrome. This is a plastic button, again gives you good amount of feedback and you can easily feel it on the edges. On the top you have the 3.5mm audio jack. You have the micro USB port for data syncing and charging. When it comes to the secondary microphone, I am not able to locate a secondary microphone on this device. You have the HTC branding over here at the back side. At the bottom you have a little indent to remove the back cover, and you have a primary microphone over here. And once I remove the back cover, I can show you the SIM card slot and other connectivity options. So you have two SIM card slot over here, SIM card slot 1, SIM card slot 2, and both of them support 3G. You have micro SD memory card slot over here to expand the storage, and it will support micro SD memory card up to 32 GB. You have the battery over here which is 1950 milliampere hour battery it is, and again it will give you around 1 day battery backup. This is something which we have noticed mostly on this phone. Again, depending on the usage, the battery backup might be less as well for you, but in case you are a moderate user, you will get around 1 day battery backup. So taking a look over the phone from the front side, we can see we have a nice metallic earpiece. Again, below the glass you have the front camera, which is a 2 megapixel camera on this device. It is a fixed focus camera, can record videos up to 480p, whereas the rear camera, which is the 5 megapixel camera, can record high definition videos at well at 720p. This device, unlike you might have actually assumed already, this device is not on the MediaTek chipset, but it is running on Qualcomm chipset. You can say affordable Qualcomm Snapdragon 200 chipset, which is having a quad-core 1.2 GHz Cortex A7 CPU, and you have Adreno 302 GPU on this device. So taking a look over the display is slightly better, I would say, at this price point, and it has pretty good viewing angles as well, although not very best viewing angles you will get on this device, but you can see the display from extreme angles. But from very high extreme angles you will notice slight discoloration and blackening of the display as well. You have you can say the HTC Sense 5.5 UI running on this device, which is kind of optimized to make it run smoother on this device. So it is running in the same way which you might have seen on any other HTC phone. So they have worked hard to make this UI supported with this particular hardware, and it is running quite smoothly, quite commendable. When it comes to the notification center is stock Android. It is not the custom HTC Sense UI notification center. You have the toggles over there for the brightness, auto rotation, GPS and other things. And let me just go into settings and show you the version of Android running on this device. So the version of Android running on the device is Android 4.3. You will get 4.3 preloaded on this device, and as per they say, this device will also get KitKat. When it comes to the application scenario, you have 1 GB of RAM on this device, and out of 1 GB of RAM, approximately 477 MB of RAM is free, which is good. And again, you can install more applications and games. So before going on further, I can show you the UI first of all. So again, the UI is not stock Android. It is kind of customized to make it look like the Sense 5.5 UI, which is running on this device. As you can see, you have blink feed as well over here. You have the Apple home screen, and you can also go to the all application drawer over here, which is a vertical drawer, just like the HTC Sense UI phones. So which is good. Taking a look over the phone dialer, the phone dialer is again stock Android. So again, in terms of the overall interface, the phone is a mix of stock Android as well as, you can say, the HTC Sense UI, which is kind of optimized to make it run on this phone with this hardware configuration. So here we have the phone number, and in case you want to make a video call, you do not have the option, I guess. And again, as I told you already, that you cannot make a video call directly from the phone dialer. When we take a look at the messaging application, this is how the messaging application will look like. And when it comes to swipe to type is not supported, although you can switch over in between the, you can say, the display input on the keyboard. You can do that by just tapping over here, just like the regular keyboard. However, the keyboard keys are pretty big in size, so you will not face any problem while typing on this 5-inch display. In the portrait mode or in the landscape mode, you can do that. So typing is not going to be difficult, but swipe to type is not supported on this phone. Taking a look over the other settings of this device, let me just show you the applications. So these are the applications which you will get pre-installed. You have some Google related application coming pre-installed. You have File Explorer coming pre-installed. You have WeChat. You have a world clock application over there as well. And apart from that, there is no other application which I could see. There are some Google applications which are coming pre-installed, but again, they are categorized in different folders, so you don't see the clutter of that, basically applications being spread here and there, which is good. And taking a look over the settings again, I can show you some of the details about the display and the storage. So first of all, let's take a look over the storage on this device. As far as storage is concerned, you have 4 GB of internal storage on this device, and out of which approximately 0.96 GB is available, which is fairly low, I would say. When it comes to the application which are coming pre-installed, you have around 890 MB of application which are either coming pre-installed or we have installed that. And again, the amount of storage which you get out of 4 GB is fairly low on this device, which is only 0.96 GB. Approximately 1 GB of storage is something which you will get on this device, and rest of it is taken by the stock Android or the Sense UI, which is running on top of Android, so which is not too good. When it comes to location access, you do have support for GPS navigation as well. You can use this device for GPS navigation with the help of assisted GPS. Make sure you check this option before you use it. You can also check more options in order to make it work properly in assisted GPS settings. You do have a dual SIM manager as well, which will allow you to specify which SIM card you would like to use for calling and which one you would like to use for data, in case you are using 2 SIM cards on this device. Overall, in terms of the overall form factor, this device is fairly big to hold in one hand. The one-handed usage of this device is fairly limited. The bezel are quite thin. The build is strong. It is thicker and heavier, but again, the build is strong, which is good. Again, it does not look like a cheap phone, but the display of this device is again not too great in terms of color production, and the viewing angles are again quite okay, but not too great, which I was expecting on this phone. And again, this is an affordable Android phone from HTC, so they have actually optimized the UI as well to run smoother on this device, which is the HTC Sense UI, which is actually taking a lot of storage as well. So all this has actually made this phone good enough in terms of the UI, but again, the inbuilt storage which the user actually get for installing application is fairly low. Although you do have micro SD memory card supported on this device, but when it comes to storage settings, as far as I can say, under the storage setting, I do not see the option of changing the default write disk. There might be an option in case you plan to root this phone basically, but by default you do not see that option. When it comes to audio profiles, I can show you the audio profiles as well, and there is no option of changing or enhancing the overall quality of sound which you will get from the headphones, which will come within the package of the phone, although we do not have that as of now. You do have support for portable Wi-Fi tethering hotspot option as well. So you can create a Wi-Fi hotspot using the SIM card. You have support for USB tethering, and Bluetooth tethering is also supported. So all these things are supported on this device, which will definitely make this phone much more useful in day-to-day usage. Taking a look over the hardware configuration of this phone, we have the HTC Desire 516 dual SIM, which is the model number of this phone. We have ARM-V7 processor clocked at 1.2 GHz. It is a quad-core CPU. It is Qualcomm MSM 8610. It is not from MediaTek. And over here we have the resolution. The resolution on this device is 540 to 960. It is a QHD display, and it is having Adreno 305 GPU. When it comes to the sensors, we have accelerometer sensor, proximity sensor, and these are the only two sensors which we have on this device. We do not have magnetic field sensor on this device, and also we do not have ambient light sensor on this device. So as I already told you that you do not have ambient light sensor on this device, and proximity sensor is also missing, so you do not have support for automatic brightness on this device, and the display will also not turn off, I guess, in case you are hearing a call. So that will again waste some amount of battery on this device. I hope they have done something on this device to actually save battery. The score which we have got on AnTuTu benchmark for this device is this one, which is 16523, and this device ranks in between Samsung Galaxy S3 and the Redmi device. Again, this score does not matter because this device is fairly responsive and I would say decent enough in terms of day-to-day usage. It does not lag mostly, but again you will see slight amount of lag whenever you are running too many applications in the background, or if you are running some high definition games on this device. Again, this device is capable of running high definition games as well. So again, I'm going to show you some of the games which we will run on this device, and before that let's check out the Ninamark score. On Ninamark, this device has scored a score of 50.9 FPS, which is a decent score, and again with this score it can run high definition games as well, including Modern Combat 4, Frontline Commando. But again, when it comes to the storage is very much limited on this device, so you might not be able to install those heavy games on this device. But again, all those games which you can install, you can run them, including Temple Run 2, Frontline Commando D-Day and Blood and Glory, which we have installed on this phone. When it comes to multitouch, this device supports 5-point multitouch. So now we are running this game called Temple Run 2, which is running quite smoothly in terms of graphics. There is no issue, and again this is a casual game, so it is running smoothly. The touchscreen on this device is pretty responsive when I play this game, and there is no lag and no graphic glitch. Again, the device is behaving pretty fine when you play this game. There is a slight amount of frame drops. I don't know whether you can notice that or not, but I can notice it. But the overall game is running quite smoothly on this device without any issues. Now, one thing I would like to tell you is that on this particular phone, when it comes to the display, whenever you use these touch capacitor buttons which are there on the body of the phone, they will not light up because you do not have LED backlit below these buttons. So it will be difficult to use this phone in dark rooms. Again, these buttons do have a small drawing which is there over with which you can actually recognize them, provided you can see them, but there is no backlit on these buttons, but they do work whenever you tap on them. So now we are playing this medium graphic intensive game which is called Frontline Commando D-Day. All the controls of the games are visible and the game is running quite smoothly. I do not notice much lag on this device, and again the overall gaming performance is pretty smooth. The playback is smooth, the graphics are rendering fine, all the controls are visible. There is slight amount of frame drop which is happening, but again the overall gaming performance of this game is pretty good. So again, I told you already that you do not have enough storage space on this device for some of the games. We have tried playing this game called Blood and Glory, and this game is not running because we do not have enough amount of free storage available. So that is one thing which will stop you to play some of the high definition games on this device. So as you can see, we are right now playing a high definition video from our channel, and this video is getting played in full screen without any issues. I do not see any black bars on the left or right or on the top or bottom. When it comes to the viewing angles are pretty good. You can see the display from extreme angles, but from certain angles you will see the blackening of the display or the color discoloration, I would say. This is how it looks like. When it comes to the quality at which this high definition video is playing, it is high quality. Again, this device does not have high definition display, it is a QHD display, but pretty decent, I would say, not too bad. The colors are something which are not too great. I would have expected them to be better, but the display is clear. When it comes to viewing angles, the viewing angles is good. And let me just turn on the sound to show you the quality of the loudspeaker as well. I can increase the sound to full. So one thing I can say is that the loudspeaker is definitely not very loud. It is kind of average in terms of the overall sound, and it will also get blocked if you place it like this on a table. However, it is on the curved part, so it will not get blocked completely, but the sound will get muffled when you place this device like this on a table whenever you are playing a video. When it comes to playing high definition videos on this device, you can play them. 720p videos will play fine. When it comes to 1080p videos, some of the 1080p videos may not get played. So in that case, you can always use third-party players like MX Player, but you can play high definition videos on this device. When it comes to LED notification light, you do have that on this device, so it will light up whenever the device is charging, and for missed calls and other alerts and messages, it will light up. When it comes to OTG support, let me just test the same. So we have an OTG flash drive over here, and let me just connect this device with this one and see whether this device supports OTG or not. So again, as we have already connected the flash drive, I can connect it again in case it is not connected properly. So it is connected again, and I do not see any notification on this device as far as OTG flash drive is concerned. I can confirm the same by opening File Manager, and over here under File Manager we do not see external USB storage device listed, so OTG is not supported, which is definitely not a very good thing. When it comes to overall battery backup, you will get around 1 day of battery backup on this device. The battery which we have inside is 1950 mAh, which is not a huge battery for this 5-inch display, but again you can get 1 day of battery backup provided you are not playing a lot of games and you are not watching a lot of videos. In that case, you will get 1 day of battery backup. In case you do any of these two slightly more, then in that case you will get less than 1 day of battery backup from this device. When it comes to the camera which we have on this device is a 5 megapixel camera, and when it comes to the interface is not HTC Sense UI interface, it is the stock Android camera interface, which is definitely not very great. I can take a photo right now for you to show you the overall quality of the camera. So here we have a subject which is there in the center, and when it comes to focus, you do have tap to focus, or autofocus is also there, and I can take this photo right now. I have taken this photo with artificial light. Let me just turn off the same, and I can take this photo again without the light. So we have taken both of these photos. I can show you the quality, and once okay, so this is how the photo will look like when you have good amount of light falling on the subject. Again, the colors reproduction is something which I am not too happy with. The brightness is still okay. With this amount of light, the photo has come out to be pretty okay, not too great. And I can show you the other one, so this is the one which has been taken without the artificial light. It is not too great in terms of details, but when it comes to this one which has been taken with artificial light, you can see good amount of details in this one, which is definitely making this photo slightly better. So if you have good amount of light falling on the subject, the camera will perform better. And when it comes to the front camera, I can show you the same as well. Let me just toggle back to the front camera. Okay, here we have the camera mode. We do have video mode and panorama mode supported. When it comes to the video mode, this is how the video mode will look like. And let me just access the settings. Somehow the settings are not accessible on this phone as of now. Okay, over here it is accessible. You do have an HDR mode as well, and this is how the front camera UI will look like. Again, the front camera is okay, not too great. You can do a decent quality of video chat, not a very good quality video chat, and it does have face detection as well, I guess, although it does not have autofocus, and tap to focus is also not there. So focusing capability is not there on the front camera. It is a fixed focus camera. and let me just revert back to the same, a rear camera. So here we have the rear camera. This is how it looks like. When it comes to the settings, I can show you the same. Here we have the settings. So this is the exposure settings. When it comes to the other settings, I can show you the face detection and contrast level you can adjust. And when it comes to the normal settings, here we have the normal settings for the picture quality, which is set to super fine. You can set it to fine as another things as well. And the storage for the photos is right now phone. You can change this one. So all in all, this phone looks like a pretty decent phone for the price it has been offered. It is available in the market for a price of 13,000 rupees, and which is quite decent for the kind of hardware this phone has, the kind of performance it has. It can play high definition games. The only drawback I would say for this phone is going to be the storage. The storage is quite limited on this device. You can expand it with the help of micro SD memory card, but again for data, not for application, because application will not get pre-installed on the SD card. This is something which we can say as of now for this device. So do let me know if you have any specific question for this device. I would love to help you. You can like this video help you by clicking the like button below. You can subscribe to our YouTube video channel for more videos like this by clicking the subscribe button below. Thanks for watching this video. This is Abhishek signing off. Thank you.